And now the rookies know, and like they say, knowing is half the battle. Just a few days ago, the PBA launched the season through a press conference, another feature on Around the League.
Don't worry, we'll show that feature within this game. Pero ngayon ay oras na para simulan ng labanan ng bagong season ng PBA. Welcome to PBA Super Sunday here on Solar TV. I'm Nico Halili. Welcome back, El Decano, Senor Quinito Henso.
Thank you very much. And what a spectacular opening program that we saw. I mean, Patricia said all those beauties with the 10 PBA teams, and perhaps one of the most beautiful muses we've seen in a long, long time, Vice Ganda.
Yun lang kasi napansin mo, yung mga news sa kasi Vice Ganda eh. But again, we celebrate the opening of a new season because it's a new start for all teams involved. At ito, silipin natin paano ang takbo ng ating tournament. Let's start with the groupings para sa elimination round, Quinito.
Ang maganda rito, Nico, is that all these teams are going to be playing several games during the double round eliminations, but with a little bit of twist. You have the intra eliminations format where you have the teams in Group A and Group B playing each other just once within each group and playing the teams from the other group twice.
And here's the conference format.
Well, for our conference format, this goes all the way down to the finals best of 7. But the nice thing about this, Nico, is that after our eliminations, the first intra eliminations format, we are going to have 2 teams eliminated, meaning to say every game is going to be a battle. Nobody wants to miss out on the next stage, which is the quarterfinals, but 2 teams will be eliminated after those first 18 games, and then it's going to be a mad scramble for those 2 final berths.
At alam namin, matagal niyong hinintay ang pagbabalik ng inyong inaabangang teams list. At unahin natin ang listahan para sa Meralco Ball.
Okay, ang ating featured game, mga kaibigan, is going to be Meralco versus Ginebra. Ito na ang ating teams list for Meralco. Light My Fire. And, you know, it's so appropriate for a team like the Pulse because they are very electric. First, Macma Cardona. This team is going to be built around their franchise player. I understand about 80% of the offensive plays will be anchored on Mac. This is going to be a test of his maturity. Will he pass? Will he score? Will he rebound? Will he do other things to make his teammates look good? Interior control is very important. They've got a lot of big men. Belga, Marlo Aquino, Asi Taulaba, and they need to be able to control the interior because Ginebra topped the league in rebounding last season. Perimeter defense must be at par. We also know that Ginebra has a lot of hot shooters from the outside. Number 3 in three-point shooting last campaign.
And now let's flip the page to crowd favorite Barangay Ginebra.
Well, the chemistry factor has to be advantage for Ginebra. Has to be a major advantage for Ginebra. And during the off-season, Ginebra has brought back its entire lineup from last year, except Sunday Salvacion. They brought in rookie Jimbo Aquino. They need to attack the weakest link of Meralco. And I suspect that's going to be the point guard position, where they have Sean Weinstein, the rookie, Chris Ross, and Pong Escobar. Will they push or will they pull? Push meaning, will they go for the fast break attack? Pull, where they try to play a more deliberate style of game and set up their shooters. That's going to be a big question mark, but we will see answered in the course of the game. Finally, there's going to be a temptation, Nico, for a team like Ginebra to settle for the jump shots. Why? Because there is a new officiating philosophy. There's not going to be too many calls now, and calls will only be made on clear and hard contact, meaning to say a lot of slashers are going to get banged up, and there may not be calls. So the temptation to settle for jump shots is going to be there. If you're Ginebra, don't settle. You've got to be able to attack and go aggressive because that's their game.
The last time we saw Ginebra on the court, luhaan po sila. They were dejected, distraught, and disappointed. And that's why opening day is so important for them. And for Meralco, they're trying to make a name for their future. Dito sa PBA, they're the newcomers in this league. And what better way to start your PBA story than to defeat Ginebra on opening day?
Well, this is going to be a big challenge for Meralco. Makikita natin yung starting lineups ng Maccabi ng Kapanan. One thing that I want to mention here is that looking at the Ginebra lineup, you've got 9 players who are aged at least 30 years old. On the other hand, you've got a Meralco team that's extremely young. They've got 7 players, 25 years and below. A lot of experience riding on the shoulders here of the Ginebra team, and of course the youth. going with Meralco. But you have to underscore that youth factor because Meralco has two players who are 37 years old, Ati Taulaban and Marlo Aquino. And they're in the race as to who's going to be first to become 38.
Wow.
And Marlo Aquino's going to win that.
That's what you call a Miss Universe toss.
She wants another try. Does she want one more? Now, she's used to doubles Major, kaya dapat dalawa din ang kanyang toss.
There you go. Of course, Venus Sura also helped host our amazing opening ceremonies just moments ago. And always a crowd favorite, Miss Venus Sura. And now we're all set para simulan ang bagong season ng PBA. Meralco in immaculate white in their very first game in the PBA, and Ginebra in fighting red para sa unang laro ng bagong season.
Now, interesting here as you look at the starting lineups of both teams. Mark Agiwa is starting. JJ Heldbrand is not starting for Barangay Ginebra. Si Ronald Tubid, whom Mac Macardona expected to guard him, is sitting on the bench.
Rudy Hatfield having problems with the basketball. Napunta kay Intal. JC Intal off the glass. No go. Mac Cardona, the franchise player of Meralco, with his first touch of the game. Cardona against Cortez. Cardona spins, fires, scores the first basket of the new season.
You could see that coming. Once he had the ball, he was looking at the basket. I don't think that's a sign of no maturity or immaturity on the part of Mac Macardona. It's a sign that he's accepted his role to be the franchise player of this team.
Another miss para kay Intal. And Apok Escobar will settle down the team here. Starting at the point guard spot para kay Coach Ryan Gregorio. Here's Daa. Marlu. Hook shot. No. He was caught in the no parking zone. People might get surprised. Marlu is actually the team captain of the Meralco Bolts.
My understanding that he's just been signed to a one-conference contract. So that's a big challenge for him to show what he can do in this conference. But in that last play, Yancy Do Ocampo showing great defense and holding his own against Marlo Aquino. We understand that nagpalakas si Yancy Do Ocampo in the offseason. He's got stronger legs now. He's now ready to play tough defense at the post.
Dennis Daa called for the first foul of the ball game. Ang ating Supreme Court for tonight, Sherwin Pineda, Dennis Barbacena, and the Chief Justice is Mau Maurilio.
Well, interesting development here as Mike Cortez starting in place of JJ Helterbrand at the point guard position for Ginebra. Cortez, more of a structured type of player. He's not really the kind of fast-breaking point guard that Ginebra is used to in JJ Helterbrand. So with Helterbrand coming off the bench, I think Coach Joseph Ichico wants to make sure that he gets in instant offense once Helterbrand is on the floor to give him the continuity of momentum.
Is now Escobar, shot clock down to 7. Escobar back to Daa. That's why Pitoy Molon is so valuable in this new Meralco lineup.
He's going to get his playing minutes. He's got a knack for the ball. He's always loitering around the basket, getting those offensive rebounds.
And he's playing top defense on Intal. Intal is Cortez on the right side. Shot clock down to 10 para sa Ginebra. Cortez in a jam against 4 defenders and he loses the ball.
Interior defense holding up here from Meralco. Here we go once more.
A counter steal. Daa, nowhere to go. And here's Cardona on the right side. 3-point lead para sa Meralco. The early parts of the opening quarter. And a nice cut by Bitoy Omolon. And it's now a 6-1 ball game.
Excellent movement without the ball here by Bitoy Omolon. That's something you can depend on him. Always looking to get free from his guard and driving close to the basket so he can get those unmolested layup shots.
Meantime, a tough shot para kay Mike Cortez. Defense really zeroing in on the penetrations of Cortez.
And he's not kicking out. You notice that once Cortez enters that shaded area, he's looking to score. I think it's important that he gets that ball moving, get his teammates involved rather than just look to score.
Omolon in trouble. Interception by Intal. A counter steal by Marlo Aquino. And here's Omolon going in. Was bumped slightly. A lot of contact underneath, but that was the promise of Commissioner Chito Salud, that you will see let-go situations in this tournament. And we'll be back in a moment. And back inside the big dome, let's go to Magu Marja.
You know, Miko, even with Marlo Aquino coming off a career-worst 5.2 rebound average last season, Coach Ryan Gregorio confidently gave him a new leash on his game the minute he took over. And reports coming out of the Bolts camp is that Aquino has been practicing like a teenager. And because of all the hard work and enthusiasm that he has shown, he has earned this starting center slot, and just yesterday was unanimously voted the captain of the Meralco Bolts team. Ryan Gregorio doesn't expect the skyscraper to score heavily, but rather be the anchor on defense and lead by example. Mind you, Marlo's 14-year career average, 12 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 blocks. Miko?
Salamat, Magu. At tuloy ang aksyon dito sa opening period. Labang ang Meralco 8-1. Blistering start.
That's right, and Barangay Ginebra 0 out of 3 from the field to open this game. Talking about the skyscraper, he turns 38 years old on October 7th. So advance happy birthday, the skyscraper. Mukhang hindi tumatanda.
Well, sabi nila, he's found the fountain of youth.
Yeah.
In the meantime, there's Marlo firing a pass to Da. Cardona on the move. Cardona all the way, no go. Ginebra with only 1 point on the scoreboard so far. Here's Kagiwa. Kagiwa creating, kicking out. Ital from the corner.
No secret. When you want to make the basket and you want to have a clean look at the basket, you have to make sure that ball is moving.
Here's Da. Meralco trying to go inside to Marlo.
10 seconds.
Of course, a lot of old-timers, Kinito, you're not included because I know you're young at heart, that are happy to hear the name Meralco in basketball terms, in basketball context. Bagamat baguhan sa PBA, they're not newcomers when it comes to Philippine basketball. As Omalon scores on a spinneroo, and now it's a 10-4 ball game.
Again, getting inside rebounding position for the offensive board is Bitoy Malon. You know, you're so right. When you have a Meralco back in big-time basketball, you can expect a lot of excitement. Fans are excited. Meralco, of course, has touched the lives of all Filipinos through the years.
I want them to touch my life every day.
And that's why we say, Light by Fire should be the theme song for this team.
Marami tayo dito mga kaibigan sa Big Dome na mga naka-orange t-shirt, mga naka-Meralco t-shirt, all supporting the new PBA team in a spin by the skyscraper Marlo Aquino.
That's a vintage move on the part of Marlo Aquino. He didn't power his way inside, but he used finesses moving away from his defender. And I think that's also good recognition. Yancy Del Campo brings power in his post defense, but not finesse.
So now Yancy De Ocampo, he feels challenged, and he answers back with a post-up move, pero lamang pa rin ang Meralco 12-6. As we near the halfway mark of the opening quarter, Bong Escobar looking for a friend here. Marlo wants the ball against Yancy. 8 seconds to shoot. Goes one-on-one. A little hesitation move. The drop step, the kili-kili shot. Yes, sir!
Marlo wanted that ball. Almost looked for the isolation that time, but he's making every possible move against Yancy Del Campo.
And Hanfield's shot was bothered there. Ball kept alive by Kagiwa. Outside Cortez. Lots of time to shoot para sa Ginebra. But they're down by 8 big points. Nice cut. Hatfield all the way for the layup. Meralco still on top, 14-8. Timeout muna tayo. We'll be back with more action. That's a great view of the Super Sunday crowd inside the Big Dome. Para po simulan ang bagong PBA season. In the meantime, let's go to Patricia.
Migo, in the off-season, the Gin Kings worked on how they can play together as a more effective unit. Now, they fared well in scrimmage games, even though they didn't win it all. They got everyone to understand and accept their roles and even